In this video, we're going to talk about the brand new 8-inch retro cloth Ghostface figure from NECA. Welcome to the Swearwolves Horror Podcast YouTube channel. I'm Brett. If you're a returning subscriber, I just want to thank you for coming back. And if you're new to this channel, I want to thank you for stopping by. Please consider clicking both that subscribe button as well as that notification bell that's below. We upload videos on a regular basis in which we review anything and everything horror, from action figures and toys to soundtracks, various collectibles, video games, you name it. Today we're talking about this 8-inch retro cloth Ghostface figure from NECA. I was really excited to get this figure. I don't have any Ghostface figures, so I was really excited to get this figure, pre-ordered it right away. And as a matter of fact, NECA will be coming out with a 7-inch ultimate Ghostface figure later this year or early next year, so I'm looking forward to getting that. But we're talking about this retro cloth figure right now. I think that Ghostface, the Scream movies in particular, and the first one more specifically, are really important to the horror genre in that they revitalized the slasher genre of horror movies in the mid-90s. But horror in general, I think, owes a lot to the Scream franchise. This isn't a specific one from any Scream movie. It's kind of just generic Ghostface. NECA did come out with a Scream 4 figure a couple years ago that was Ghostface, but I didn't get that. I wasn't collecting at the time. So I was, like I said, excited to get this one. You can see from the packaging, we got some beautiful artwork on the front, like they do with these 8-inch retro cloth figures. So that's really good. And then through the packaging, we got the figure itself, a couple accessories in the knife, and the voice changing box, as well as an alternate hand right there. Let's look at the back side. Just different pictures of the figure itself. Ghostface is holding a knife, using the voice changing box, and then holding the knife again in a different hand. I guess it depends on who's under the mask and whether Ghostface is right-handed or left-handed. So without further ado, why don't we go ahead and get this open and give it a review. All right, now we got the figure open. Let's talk about the accessories before we get into the figure itself, actually. First things first, we have the voice changer right there. That's used throughout the series to disguise the voice of whomever the killer is. I believe we first see this when Billy and Stu show it to Sidney at the end of the first movie, but there it is. This is the knife. Pretty good detail on this, kind of just a regular hunting knife, but good detail nonetheless. And then we have the alternate hand here. Now this hand would then support that weapon, of course, with the way that it's gripped. But pretty good detail on this. Just a gloved hand. Fits right into the figure. Speaking of the figure, let's get to the figure itself. Before we get to the details of the figure, let's talk about some articulation. Of course, with these NECA figures, retro cloth figures, we have a head movement, up, down, side to side. This one doesn't tilt so much, but your typical movement as far as that goes. Arm, we got that ball socket, elbow movement, wrist turn, wrist bend, all that typical stuff. There is a swivel at the waist and a bend. And then the legs, of course, have that ball joint as well as a knee and ankle and foot tilts up and down. Your typical articulation for these 8-inch retro cloth figures. Let's talk about the details of the figure itself. There is a little bit of a wire frame around the hood, so you can kind of pose it however you wish. I'll get it a little bit closer. So you can pose it, form it, if you will, so you can you can close it even more so than it already is, or you can open it up to see the killer's face. So however you want to do it, there's this wireframe, which is kind of nice. It also extends into the back here, so you can have that hood be however you want it to be for the killer. The cloth that they use is a pretty good material. It's just this kind of rayon, like spandexy, I don't know, material. It's kind of like a spandexy. It's definitely stretchy. I'm going to pull this back so we can see his head. If you take it off, that's what it looks like. But so we can see his head there. Does have the different little fringe that the costume on the character in the movies has. And it goes all the way down. The hands are just pretty much like the alternate hand, just these gloved hands here. But good detail nonetheless. The detail on the mask is good. I mean, it's just a mask. It's just the ghost face mask. Speaking of masks, right now we are holding a contest. Once we get to 100 subscribers in this YouTube channel, we will be giving away an autographed ghost face mask. It was autographed by Matthew Lillard. We met him last year at a convention in Phoenix, and he signed one of the masks, and we've been holding on to it, waiting to give it away for a contest, and we decided that we would give it away on the YouTube channel. So once we get to 100 subscribers, all subscribers will be entered to win. We will pick one name at random, contact that person, and send them the autographed ghost face mask from Matthew Lillard. So be on the lookout for that. Detail on the mask is fine. Looks pretty much just like any Ghostface mask, that Scream type look. And then we have the bottom where you have the boots, these brown boots. And they do have trousers on as well. So all in all, it's a really good figure. I mean, there's not a lot to this figure as far as detail goes. It's a very simple figure. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. It's just very simple. It's a black costume with a white mask and gloves. So I don't know how I'm going to pose him. I think I'll probably, let's put the voice changer in his hand and hold that up to his mouth. There, that looks pretty good. And then I don't know, will the knife fit in this hand? Yeah, I guess the knife will fit just like that. So that's probably how I'll pose him going forward on the shelves for display. One thing that I did want to mention was, this is the first time I've seen this. There are no peg holes on the feet. So if you have one of those NECA display stands that you have to set their feet in a peg hole, you're not going to be able to do that with this. So you'll need to get something like maybe a doll stand, or just kind of balance him and rest him against something else. So that's probably what I'll do for the time being, because I ran out of stands, but before I get any more. But I did want to mention that NECA is probably not listening, but if they were, I would suggest keep the peg holes in the feet. But as far as a figure goes, I'm going to give this 5 out of 5 Pamela Voorhees heads. It's just a great looking figure, an iconic figure to have in any collection, so I highly recommend getting this. So if you like this video, please click the like button below. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed and you feel so inclined, click both the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. We are the Swearwolves Horror Podcast, and we do a weekly show in which we review horror movies. So please check us out by searching for The Swearwolves wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. You can also visit our website at theswearwolves.com. So, for The Swearwolves, I'm Brett. Hi, this is Brett with the Swearwolves. And when I'm not editing videos or creating content for YouTube, I just sit here and wait. And wait. If you like the video that you just saw, go ahead and click that button right there. And if you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and click that other button right there. I'll wait.